Today, I'm going to tell you all of my secrets to eating healthy in any dining hall. Before I let you in on my secrets, we got to talk about my plate. This is just a really good way to see if you're building a balanced plate. You can see that half your plate should be fruits and vegetables, a quarter of your plate should be protein, and a quarter of your plate should be whole grains. It's not hard to remember, guys. You can do this. You can look down at the plate that you've just created and you can see, I need some more vegetables, or I forgot fruit, I better grab something for dessert. So the very first thing that I do is kind of weird. I always like to walk around and see what is at every station. Sometimes walk around twice. The other day I walked around 5 times. Don't do that. I felt a little bit crazy that day. But just walk around once or twice. So when I'm walking around, I like to look for new ingredients, what stations have my favorite foods, what foods look good from all the different food groups. After I have walked around the dining hall like 1,000 times, people are looking at me like I'm crazy, and I am some days. I start building my plate, and I get foods in a very specific order every single time. This is just another good way to make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need on your plate. First thing that I do is get half my plate of vegetables. I like to go to different stations and get 2 or 3 different vegetables. This way, I'm maximizing the nutrients that I get because I like to get a lot of different color vegetables. I am getting vegetables that have been cooked different ways or seasoned different ways, so that just makes sure that I don't get bored. So the next thing that I do is go for whole grains. Remember, my plate says that a quarter of our plate should be whole grains. Either, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat pasta. There's a lot of choices of whole grains that you can get, and I'm sure I'll talk about that a little bit later. Even at the pasta station, if I am getting pasta that day, then I'll ask them to make a little bit less pasta for me, and they'll typically do that. So that way I'm not just eating pasta. I'll do pasta with vegetables in it and some protein in it, but then I'll also have half a plate of vegetables too. Third thing that I put on my plate is protein. I put it on my plate last because at that point you don't really have a ton of room on your plate for the protein. A lot of the times with protein and carbohydrates, we tend to put a lot more of those on our plate than we really need. I need about 3 to 4 ounces of protein for every meal. A good way to measure that is just by looking at your hand. So protein should be about the size of the palm of your hand. So that would be like a chicken breast or a cup of beans. We just don't need as much protein as people probably think that we need. Making sure that you're doing the vegetables first, and then the carbohydrates, and then the protein will keep everything in a better proportion for you. Now, after I have eaten and kind of sat with it for a second, I like to see if I'm full or not. If I am still a little bit more hungry, maybe I'll grab some fruit, some chocolate syrup on it, or something fun like that for dessert. Or sometimes I will go and I'll get my double chocolate chip cookie because I love those. I always eat from 2 to 3 different stations. So I'll go to one station and get green beans, and then I'll go to the other station and get butternut squash, and then I'll go back to another station and get a grilled chicken breast. You're really just adding more variety, adding more flavor, changing things up a bit. I really like to go to some of the build your own stations that we have, like the vegan or vegetarian station. Sometimes you find really good ingredients there. Don't be afraid to kind of mix and match where you're getting your food from. All right, that's it. Get out there and use these tips in your dining hall. If you have good luck with them, tag me on Instagram and give me a follow while you're there.